Hi, welcome to the Vaguely Anime Podcast. I am one of the hosts this afternoon, Michael, followed by other host, Kat.
Hello.
And, it's only Kat.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, welcome to this week. So we could touch on it briefly, but we were having a conversation in the car because I had to get you today.
Yeah.
About how you were saying that you can only hear Toga's voice for Kobe for One Piece because she started watching One Piece for the our anime club.
Yep.
And because you started with My Hero, obviously you've never watched One Piece until right now.
Yes.
Minus the live action, but that
doesn't count.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah. Which I also didn't finish that. So like eventually it'll stop. That it'll just be.
Yeah. I mean,
regular
also
One
it paces
Piece.
stuff out differently. So.
Well, I knew that too. Like I knew that things are different, and it is kind of different. It's a little bit different, but for the most part, like what I've seen in the show is what happens in the live action.
The fact that I think Zoro was only tied up for like 3 days in the show, but
it's like 3 weeks.
It's almost a month.
Yeah.
Like he had.
I think he has like 3 days left.
Yeah, he hadn't eaten or drank anything for almost an entire month.
Yeah.
Just to show his determination. But in the live action, like, that doesn't make any sense. And you're like, well, you already have a rubber band man. I feel like you could.
It's fine.
You could just allow it to make not more sense with him being there for a month. But whatever, that's tiny shit. It didn't. But I think the live action's really good. But anyway, that every character you're in the show, you're just like, oh, that's My Hero Academia.
Yeah. Because obviously, like, I know it's the opposite because One Piece came first,
right.
But to me, it's I hear the other character because this is my first time hearing them in One Piece. So because I had never heard them before, I've never seen clips of One Piece or anything. A while back, I had said that I wanted to watch the movie, the Red. I never ended up watching it. So, like, I really haven't heard any of them. So, this was, like, the first. I was like, oh, boy, I can't wait to, listen.
Right.
But, yeah. And literally, like, everybody is somebody. So, just the whole time, it is. And it's kind of... It's almost distracting, like, how much it is. Some of the characters, it's not too bad. But, like I was saying, Zoro, like, hearing All Might. So, like, because obviously, like, I started with the live action. So, to go from that dude, like, that actor, whoever, sorry, I don't know these people's names. But, like, to go from him to, like, Chris Saban, like, All Might.
Right.
Like, that's kind of a wild change. Because... every role pretty much that I've heard him as is such like a mature, older role. And I don't know how old Zoro actually is supposed to be.
They're all like...
He's supposed to be young, right?
They're all like teens to 20s. And then certain characters show up that are older, but...
So like, it's like off-putting. So it's a little bit I'm sure I'll get used to it.
I think he's in his like early 20s.
Yeah, like
Zoro
I'm sure
is.
I'll get used to it pretty quickly, but it's kind of distracting because I feel like I've only ever heard Chris Sabat as like adult. I don't think I've heard him in a role that he's somebody younger.
He's 19 at the start of the show.
Yeah, and mind you, I don't know how old Chris Sabat actually was when he recorded this.
Right.
Because I'm sure he's probably sounded like this his whole life. So it's definitely, this is just, it's his whole voice. He didn't just all of a sudden one day, it's just like, oh shit, second puberty, I now sound like this. Like that's just been his voice. But I think because all of these roles I've heard him as, like, mature older man.
Person,
yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. Like it's the same role kind of thing. It's a little bit off-putting, distracting kind of thing, whereas that live action, you can like feel that I feel like they did a good job of,
right,
at least because I did, when I was seeing the live action, I wanted to see what they did, like how it looked. So I did look up like an article that showed what people looked like, because I had never seen any of them besides like the main like 3 or 4 people. I I was like, oh yeah, they did like a good job with casting and everything. So that's like distracting. But then I was telling you about how Kobe's distracting because all I can hear is Toga.
Yeah.
And I can't hear a little boy. Like I just hear Toga, but not crazy because, and I don't know.
Which, to be fair, she pulled up in the car on the way here, and I didn't really hear it. So
it's hard because I was also saying that like I play My Hero Ultra Rumble almost every single day. So, and that's also the problem is I hear all of these voice actors every single day. Every single day I hear all of these. And so that's what's even more is like then to, I mean, obviously like with most shows, especially if they're on like, you know, Crunchyroll, Funimation, whatever, it's the same voice actors, but especially when they're all main cast in My Hero and then they're main cast in like this and then kind of associating it that way. I don't think they're all distracting. Like Nami being Ochako, that was fine. Like that one's, right. I was like, that's fitting. Like when I heard her, I was like, oh, that's who that is. But like it didn't bother me at all. Because whenever I hear her in something, I always think, oh, that's her. But it usually never like takes me out of it. I'm like, oh yeah, that fits. That looks like her. Like, right. In fucking, I'm pretty sure she was Stella in Chivalry of like a Failed Knight.
I think it was her, yeah.
Yeah. And like, I was like, yeah, fitting. Like, look, great. Like, things like that. Like, it never bothers me. But specifically Toga, and that's why, I pulled up like a random, it was just like a bunch of clips of her, but it wasn't even just her. It was just like random clips that she's in. So like you also have to listen to like the other voice actors and stuff. So because it's not, because you have to take the crazy out. So like obviously like it doesn't sound like Toga because of she's acting like a crazy, Toga's insane. Like, so it's hard to describe, but because it's, I mean, obviously they're the same voice actor, but I just can't hear a little boy, so I just find it distracting.
Well, it'll help that he's not around all that much.
I mean, I know that that's true but based on the live action, he's in it a lot.
Yeah, he's in it a lot more because they
sped it up.
Yeah, they made the Navy much more important.
Yeah, because they're like Navy the antagonists.
Yeah. Navy's not important. They just decided to make it a tandem story instead of like in the live action. I mean, in the animated, I want to say, and this could be totally wrong, there's a lot of times where like they'll have like quick cutaways to people reacting to stuff. But I know there's one reaction from Kobe, like once he leaves, which is soon. I don't think you see him again till episode 45 as a quick reaction. And then I don't think you see him again until he like actively shows up participating in something again. And that's like a while because the whole thing is also that he like looks completely different too. He like grows up? Yeah, basically like he aspired for his dreams and like kind of started getting there, so he like grew up and he became hot, so there's that. When
there's like they're standing, like, I think Zoro's still tied up, but Luffy and, like, I didn't, because you keep seeing them at, like, different angles and stuff. You keep seeing, like, Kobe and stuff, but there's, like, this one scene where Zoro's tied up, and, like, Kobe and Luffy are standing there, and Kobe's, like, this fucking big, like, look, because they're finally just standing next to each other. I was like, I did not realize he was that fucking, like, small, that it's, like, this much of a fucking difference. I was like,
which, I mean, you already, Christ. Yeah, you already know with Elvita.
Yeah, I think that's her name.
Yeah, where One Piece just does whatever the fuck they want for proportions. Proportions don't mean anything.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure you've seen, like future Nami at some point where like her figure is just impossible.
Yes.
And like that's like the bit with One Piece is that like the women look so fake.
Yeah, like a lot of their figures.
But like Nami right now looks fairly normal. Yeah.
Looks completely normal. I mean, anime standard like normal, yeah.
But like she looks like a teenage girl.
Yeah.
And then just slowly as the art style changes, she starts
going.
she just starts becoming more and more
she's just morphing.
Yeah, into
she's
like
corset training. Like that's just what she does.
Even though she's showing her midriff at all times, she just has an invisible corset.
It's when she's by herself. That's when she's corset training. Yeah.
Like I mean, it lasts a while where like for the most part that she looks normal because when Robin gets introduced, Robin also looks normal until she doesn't.
Oh, okay. I've only ever seen her looking not normal, so I didn't even know there was a time that she also looked normal.
Yeah, Robin was hot.
Was she like?
I mean, they're all hot, but like they continue to be hot, but like in terms of a regular aesthetically, like achievable hot. Versus you look like you would get, your spine wouldn't be able to hold up your upper body kind of waist.
Yeah. I mean, hot take, but like I don't like the style of One Piece.
So the style does change a lot. The earlier style I do like. The style that everybody knows of like them having zero waist. I'm not the biggest fan of. That one stays around for quite a while. And then it changes again in Wano to like a much more like simplified look, and it looks fantastic. The women still have weird proportions, but like it looks much cleaner of a style.
Nah, I've just never been a fan of the art style. Like it's very much stylistic to like you'll always know that that's One Piece, but I've just never liked it. It's just
right.
Yeah, that's One Piece.
Trying to find like apparently this is the best I can do in terms of pictures, but like regular person for the most part.
That's a regular. Yeah, it's not a regular
for the most
person.
part.
Like, her arm is like covering it. If you were to remove her arm, you can kind of see that she's not really a regular person.
I mean, yeah, she still has a small waist, but comparatively,
yes. I was gonna say like,
where they all just have fucking cannonballs on their chest.
Yeah.
But yeah, but One Piece like has been going through different art styles now, which has been great because the other one was just kind of getting boring. But like, see how this one's much more like, cartoony might not be the right word, but like much more smooth.
Yeah.
Versus like the other one where it's like trying to look semi-realistic, but like.
No, the other one looks way worse.
Yeah. So, but that style sticks around for a while. But you will not be getting to that, even if you do keep watching for a while.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. Either way, at least Nami looks like a regular person for now.
Yeah, she looks good now.
And I don't even know when the Alabasta arc ends, but when does the art style change? I'm gonna look it up. But anyway, what was your point originally?
You brought it up.
Did I?
Yeah.
No, I thought you were talking. Oh, his height. Oh, there are like just insane proportioned people. That's what I was trying to say.
I was just looking to he's just
so like people will just look insane through the show, no matter what, and you just like there's characters that have like heads that are like 30 times the size of their body, and like that's just actually how they look. It's not like a weird artistic, like people make fun of the characters that they're like, your head is massive, and it's like that's just how that dude looks. So yeah, like Oda just does whatever the fuck he wants.
Well, and he can.
He sure can. He does have the most well-selling manga of all time ever. So, yeah.
Yep.
Change. Anyway,
do I get to see Buggy?
Yes, you do get to see Buggy.
I liked him in the live action.
I'm pretty sure he shows up in the same thing as this.
Okay. Because I wasn't sure how much they like sped up to like bring in, so I wasn't sure if like I'll actually get to see that or if that's like a later thing they brought in earlier.
Okay, so the art style doesn't change until like around episode 400. So you're good for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Buggy shows up but before like the arc that we're trying to get to
Okay.
because it helps like show more about Nami's thought process. About why she hates pirates. Because Buggy sucks. Everybody loves Buggy. But yeah, so.
But I'm wondering if I just liked like the live action version. Like I'm wondering if I'll like him.
Much more fun in the live action.
Yeah, like I'm wondering if I'll like him in the regular version.
I mean, everybody loves Buggy because he's just such a loser. So, I mean, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Like, Buggy's whole thing is that he is such a loser and he keeps falling forward. Like, he fails forward. That's his whole shtick.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, I don't know. I'm very interested to see, like, when we actually get to the talking about it and you actually finally watched it, if you end up liking it.
I mean, it's fine so far, but I'm only like four.
It's
It's only 4 episodes.
We're also pushing it off because you're going to fucking Japan.
I sure am.
You fucking rude.
Yeah.
We were trying to plan a trip and you were like, no, we can't go.
I just said
it's falling apart.
I just said
nobody
we could.
even's talking
Yeah,
about it.
I was gonna say like no mention, literally nothing.
Nope. I was
Nothing.
trying my best, and you were like, that time doesn't work.
I just said it couldn't be then because I couldn't take off work the next month to like there's just I can't do that. I just said
now it's dead.
I didn't kill it.
I
Our friends killed it.
well,
Like,
I'm gonna give it 50-50 on this one.
it's not. I'll take like 10% if you want, but like it's definitely not 50-50. I shouldn't even take the 10%. I'm being generous by saying I'll take 10%.
We had a plan, and it was immediately shot down by you.
It would have died anyways. It's our friends.
Probably, yeah.
It's our friends. So we can try again next year. I don't have a plan to go next year, so I'm free all year.
Yay.
If it falls apart, I take no 10%.
No, I am just going. I don't
just
like.
going.
I will just go alone.
Yeah.
I might still do that.
Just go alone.
Just later in the year,
Yeah. Well, I am excited to this year.
possibly.
It's gonna be expensive if you go so short
I'll
notice.
just figure it out.
Okay.
Well, short notice. I mean, it would be like end of this year.
That's still kind of short notice.
It's always going to be expensive. Let's be honest.
I-
Unless you're my coworker who knows how to like.
Finagle.
Well, he has like he's one of those people that like credit card like he
Points?
knows everything about
Yeah.
points and gets so many things. He's
Ask
going to
him
Japan this year for free
points. Wow.
in first class on like a world famous first class plane.
Emirates.
I don't know what it was called.
I don't know if Emirates goes there, but
No,
that's
it's a plane that only does it like twice a year.
Oh wow.
It was like he was talking about me about
Emirates
it.
is like they might only go to. I know like that's a huge thing for people that they'll like. Simran really wants to go to India, like on there, or like to go to Dubai, or like things like that.
Yeah, I don't think it's Emirates.
They might not. I don't know specifically all the places
But,
that
like-
they fly, but that's like a big bougie like life goal.
Yeah.
Like,
But no, like
thing
once
to
a month,
do.
this dude's like, anyway, I'm going to Morocco, I'm going to Taiwan, I'm going to wherever, and he went to Taiwan like 2 weeks ago for free. Went for a week.
But what is he buying that he's like? You obviously have to buy things
He
to
has
get
so
these
many credit
points.
cards.
I know, but like you have to buy things to get
the one
points.
that he went to Taiwan for was a credit card that gives you points just for paying rent.
Wow.
He's like, he has this whole shit, and I'm like, dude, what the this
gotta-
this is unfair.
You gotta learn, and then you gotta teach me. Like,
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I suck at finance, so I can't learn shit.
but that's why you have him teach you, and then you gotta take notes.
He did say he was like, if you actually figure out, I can help you plan a Japan trip. And I was like, all right, I just need you to get me there and back for cheap. I don't need a plan for anything else. I'll just fucking drive around or whatever.
You're gonna drive?
I'll probably rent a car, yeah.
Really?
Well, I mean, it depends, because I would probably want to
Take
see
the train or walk.
Well, train probably. I would do the triangle for like going to Tokyo, Kyoto, and I am spacing on the third city. But yeah, you can just kind of train to those. But if I want to go like outside the cities, I mean, there are trains, but I might also just want to drive. That could be fun. Who knows? I haven't really thought it out. I don't plan trips. I just go and then I figure it out. Yeah. But yeah, he went to Taiwan like 2 weeks ago for free. With him and his boyfriend, and like,
good for them.
I wish.
Me too.
He went to Morocco last year. He went to like 15 countries last year, I think.
I know your company does unlimited PTO, but they actually mean it.
I mean, yeah, as long as you do the work prior or whatever, and like just go for it. I mean, like he's like, and to be fair, a lot of the things are like random, right? Because that's how points things work. Like when deals come in, it's a random fucking Tuesday to like Saturday flight. Like and so he's like, all right, I'm gonna go. I'll be gone, and like I'll be in Morocco for like 5 days. Bye.
But that your company like says yes. That's what's crazy.
Our boss is pretty chill.
That's awesome.
Plus, like, they're more annoyed if you take, like, just 2 weeks straight off, which is what I try to do. Because I'm like, if I'm going somewhere, I just want to spend time there.
I mean, I'm taking 2.5 weeks off. So I have a meeting with my boss tomorrow to, like, finalize my...
That's not already been finalized?
No. I have, like, it's approved.
Okay.
I just have to go over, like, who's doing what, like, for my business.
I was like, that's dangerous as fuck that you're not already approved.
No, it is approved. He just wants to know, like, who's doing what, like, who's covering which part of what thing.
So wait, when do you get back versus we're having the plan is that we record on the 17th. When do you get back that you're going to be, because you're not going to be watching this in Japan. Don't lie to me.
I'm not. I'm absolutely not. I get back on the 10th.
You're going to try to watch it between the 10th and the 17th?
Yes. So that's why I started now. I'm hoping to at least get like 15 episodes done. At least. Maybe 10 episodes.
Watch it on a plane.
I could.
What else are you going to be doing for 24 hours?
It's not 24 hours. I think it's like a 12-hour flight or something.
Do you have a layover?
No. Straight there.
So I'm pretty sure direct flight is 24 or 22.
No, it isn't.
Italy's 12 hours. It can't be 12 hours.
So 14 hours?
No, so much further.
Wait.
Especially because
now it's trying to tell me flight from New York to Italy because you're speaking like
because you don't live in California, so it's much further.
It's 14 hours.
That can't be.
It's
accurate.
14 hours. You're gonna look it up after I just looked it up. It's 14 hours. I just Googled it.
Yeah, but no, because I'm like
my dad. Your Google's better than my Google.
My dad went to Shanghai and that was 24 hours. They're like.
It has to be with a layover. I don't have one. I'm going straight there.
Unless I'm just insane.
You are.
Emirates 23 hours. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, Emirates is hanging out in the sky because they're bougie. Because it's not. Are they counting the time that you go forward? Because you like lose time because you're going forward. Are they counting that? Like the time that I arrive, like, you know what I mean? Are they counting that? The actual physical flight time, like if I timed it, would take 14 hours. But because of the time difference, I arrive a different day. Are they counting that?
I don't know. Because there's some here that take 20 hours and without layovers.
They're hanging out in the sky. They're having a party up there. They've got bars. They've got like
whatever
Michelin star like food.
Yeah.
They do. I'm pretty sure Emirates.
Yeah, if you want to pay for that. Oh, for Emirates.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. I think it's like $10,000 like for an Emirates ticket per person.
Fuck that.
Like crazy.
Well, it's like the worst part about living in North America or South America is the fact that if you want to go somewhere else, it's so much money. Like, people in Britain are like, oh, why don't you just go to, wherever? And it's like, yeah, a flight from fucking UK to Germany is like, what, $100 for you?
It's less. My cousins talk about they go to Spain all the time. They live in Ireland. They go to Spain all the time. Their like version of Spirit, it's like $40.
You are like much closer to being an Italian relative than I am, aren't you?
Yes, but I'm gonna get my Irish citizenship instead of my Italian. I can get either, but I'm gonna choose Irish.
Fair enough. Because I was like, because me and Anthony were talking about it, and we're like, oh, we both should like do
get
that
it?
because then you get access to the Italian passport. And
Sure
like,
do.
I mine's a great grandparent. Even still, they're
And you
like,
still have access?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
They're more likely to give it to you for grandparent, but they will
Yeah.
still usually allow it for great grandparent too.
Both of my grandparents, my mom's parents, my grandfather is from Italy, and her mother is. So her father's from Italy, and then her mother's from Ireland. So I want to live in Ireland, so that's why I'm choosing that one. But I could have either.
Yeah, because I'm like, I Italian passport. Give it to me. It's
Yeah.
how much easier it would be to get around everywhere.
No, it is, especially in Europe. You can use they literally put you in a separate line for just having a European passport.
When I went to Europe, when I went to Ireland, that line was so quicker.
Though apparently when I was like looking into it, apparently in some places they don't let you into that line. If you have an American passport, you have to go into the American line. So like you have two passports.
Well, because you're not supposed to leave using the American and then when you land use the other one. You're not supposed to do that. My brother-in-law actually, fun fact, got in trouble for doing that when we went, because he was like, he just switched over to his Irish, and he was like, I'll meet you guys over. And they were like, how did you get here? You don't have a stamp, like you don't. And he was like,
Oopsie.
Yeah, and they were like, you got here with an American passport, buddy. You
Get
got
out.
to get out of the line. Because they can't because technically then you like showed up and didn't actually show up. And so
you're okay if you
I
guess I read it wrong.
like it depends. Like he said that like once he went because he did like a drive through Europe, and he was like, if going into the airport was where they were like, how the fuck did you get here? You didn't use this passport to get here. But like past that, once you're already in and then you start driving around, it doesn't fucking matter because you're just passing around like the EU passport. But yeah, and he said honestly they only stop you if they're fucking assholes about it. So.
But yeah, so yeah, I don't know, but that's the reason. And I feel like it would just because they speak English, I think it would be easier to get that one over my Italian. So
to be fair, apparently, according to everything I've read, the Italians just fucking give them out for free like candy. They're just like, here you go, like please take our citizenship.
Well,
and if I was gonna live anywhere that wasn't like Japan, I'd probably go to Italy. Italy's so fucking pretty, and I mean, god, the food.
It is, but I don't speak the language, so
yeah, but like. I don't want to eat Irish food for fucking my life. Irish food sucks.
I mean, but how often are you eating out?
If I'm living in a different country, I'm not gonna make my own shitty versions of food.
I would just cook normal food that I still cook at home. Like
yeah, but like I'd rather go eat the better food. Except Ireland. Ireland doesn't have better food.
For the some times that I go out to eat, I was fine.
But also, it's way cheaper there. So like, why wouldn't I?
I don't know. I was fine when I sometimes went. Yeah, but also if you have any European passport, you can live in any European country.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even
just
matter.
Not Britain, because Britain left.
I guess. So it doesn't even matter.
Actually, I think you still can, but
I don't know. I'd have to Google that because I actually don't know. But you'd. So it doesn't even matter which one you get because you literally, like, if I get the Irish one, I can go live in Italy and it doesn't matter. Yeah. And vice versa. You could go live in Ireland with your Italian. Like, it doesn't matter. And it might even be because, like, because both of my grandparents have passed, you need either like their birth certificate or a death certificate. It could be that like maybe I can't find my grandmother's, but we have my grandfather's, and then I have to get the Italian one because I don't have the documentation to get that. So then whatever, like then I'll take that one.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, so
get access to the passport is what matters.
Exactly. So it's good enough that I have the option to even have it, but also
I really need to get started on doing that. I also have to fucking go get my passport renewed. My
I have to do
American one's out of
I
date.
have to do it right after this trip. I don't have to do it right after.
For a second, I thought you were saying right now. I was like, you're fucked.
No. Like it doesn't expire. I think it expires 1 year later or something. But because it takes a while, like I just need
6 weeks.
Like I just need to. I think it takes longer than that. I think 6 weeks is if you rush it.
I mean, when I asked the guy, because mine expired, I did not do it before it expired because I just put it off.
To go somewhere, I think they say you need like 6 months. Like they don't let you.
Yeah. Well, when I asked the guy, he was like, "No, it takes about 6 weeks to go through."
Oh, I guess if they're not backed up, it's normally like 6 weeks.
The biggest, I have everything ready. My biggest thing is I need to get a fucking picture of me.
Can't you just go to like CVS? Don't they do them there?
Well, someone was like, they can do it at the fucking post office. So like, I just gotta remember to do it on a day that the post office is closed.
They can't take your old photo and put it on?
I was like 16. If that.
I wonder if they'll take my old one because I want to say I was like 2021.
I think they always want to update it. Like I look like a child in mine, so I don't
look like a child, so maybe. I don't know. But just because I travel pretty often, like I just want to get started on that process to get a new one. But if you're in the process of getting a new one, does that make your old one invalid? Can I still use that?
We have to send the old one in.
So you can't.
Yeah.
So then you can't. So then I don't know.
Yeah, because they need the old one because they get rid of it.
No, I have my old one.
No, like for me to get mine thing done, like I have to send the one in. Like that is part of the process. It is part of the like when the forms that you're filling out, they're like, and make sure you put your passport in.
Is that a new thing? I have my old passport.
This is the only passport I've ever had. I got it when How do you have an old one? They last like 20 years.
What do you mean? No,
10
they
years.
don't.
Yeah, because I got mine in 2013, and mine expired in 2023.
This is like my third passport.
How?
I've had a passport since like birth.
Okay, well that makes more sense then.
So
I didn't get mine until I was 13.
No, that's your problem.
But but they last 10 years. So how do you have 3?
Even if you're underage, they're 10 years.
I don't know. That because like maybe that's why you're on your 3rd, but I don't know why yours would be expiring next year.
Maybe it's not. I'm lying. Who knows? Not me. I just thought it was, and I thought I have to renew it soon. All I know is I'm good for this trip. It's not expired.
Yeah, that's what matters.
Yeah, it's not like because my aunt had to redo it for this trip. I mean, like months ago, she knew like she had to do it, and so she did the process. But she asked me, being like, "Oh, do you need to do it?" Like I'm doing it, and I looked, and I was like, "No, I'm good." So like all I know is I'm good.
That's what matters.
Not a problem. But I don't know. I wanted to. I felt like it was like next year or something. How long do passports last for minors? 5 years.
Okay, there you go.
So I might even be on my 4th passport. But all I know,
my parents didn't take me anywhere that needed a passport until around I guess when I was 13. But I got it for when I needed it.
I have a passport of me when I was like 16. Like it's in my house. So
part of the thing the form I had to fill out was like make sure you put the passport in it.
I don't know.
So
it exists, like it's there. So I don't
unless they give it back to you.
And then there's also an old one of my mother in our house. I just found that because I was like, oh, whose passport is this? And
maybe they give it back to you because you have all the stamps and stuff and people want to keep those. So maybe they give it back.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
Maybe they just like take the barcode or something off. I don't know.
I have no idea because.
Or they just have to mark it invalid.
Maybe that's it. Or maybe because a couple of the times we've gone in person to do it, there's like an actual place you can go. I don't remember if that's what I did with my last passport, but you can get it quickly. You can get it same day, actually. If you show up, there's a place you could go.
Where?
It's in the city. and you can go. It takes fucking forever, and there's a lot of like it's such a long line. But we went to the city to like get a passport same day. And you do like the whole process and everything.
Because I went to 2 different places and they were like, it takes like 6 weeks.
I think that was the one that I did when I was 16 though. Yeah, so that was when I was updating it from when I was like 11. So this is like my 4th or 5th passport because like I really have had it since I was a kid because they were shoving me on a plane as a baby like by myself. Like I used to always have the freaking flight attendant that had to like watch you.
Where were you going?
My family. They just
and your family wasn't going with you?
No, they shipped me off. They said have fun.
Okay.
Someone else is taking you.
What, to Ireland?
Ireland, Italy.
Okay.
He said goodbye.
And you didn't learn one language while you were doing this?
What am I learning in Ireland? Gaelic.
Yeah, but
no,
I meant
they're
more.
not teaching
I meant
me
more
a dead
Italian.
language.
I meant more Italian.
So I lived in Italy for 5 weeks with my family, and I tried because they always talk about watch TV, right?
Children's TV.
Yeah, you watch TV and you'll pick it up. I'm fucking stupid, I guess, because I didn't. And mind you, this was in high school, so I already was taking Italian. So like,
oh yeah, this was high school. You were fucked then. I thought you were sending you off like to Italy when you were like a child.
No, they only sent me to Ireland as a kid.
No, see, if you went to Italy, you would have been more likely to pick it up.
I mean, I was like 13 when they sent me. That's still kind of kiddish.
Yeah, but age range for like picking up a language like quick is.
I guess. But my family was always speaking it to me. I could kind of understand it, but I could never speak it.
There was this lady at work that we were like, while we were setting up for a filming day, she was just like hanging out around us. She was friends with like my boss, and so they were just talking. And she knows 3 languages: English, I want to say it's Korean, and not Taiwanese. I don't remember, but let's just say
something.
Yeah, so let's just say Taiwanese. And she was like, and her husband is Korean, and they have 2 kids. And I was like, oh, like, so are you talking to them in both languages? And she was like, oh, no, not really. I was like, I don't. And then I was, they're young. Like, I think she said the oldest was like 5.
That's a waste.
And I was like, well, like, how come? And she was like, well, you know, we didn't really. I was like, well, I have multiple friends that have parents that speak other languages and are very mad at them for the fact that they never told them these languages now. And I was like, I'm sure they would be annoyed about it now because they're like, why am I having to learn this thing? But it's so much more beneficial later. And I was like, look, I wasn't telling her how to teach because she was asking. She was like, do you think like I should?
Yes.
And I was like,
yes.
What you should do is if one of your kids gets a phone. Because she said, again, I don't think it wasn't Taiwanese, but let's say Taiwanese, like she has nobody to speak that with. So she was like, I barely kind of like, I remember it, but not really. And I was like, when your kids get a phone, just text them in it. Because then you refresh yourself and they have to respond to you in it.
But even then, that's kind of waiting too long.
I mean, sure, it is. But it's something.
Yeah, but I guess and
then for Korean,
they should definitely be speaking that one.
Yeah, I was like, because that's what you both actually know.
Yeah.
I was like, one of you could speak Korean and the other could speak English. I mean, like, just something.
Yeah, even if you speak a mixture where like you speak half and half, like one sentence you're speaking Korean, like that's still beneficial to have that because even if they decide
it makes it way easier to learn languages later in life.
That, and if they decide to pursue it later to learn it proper, it makes it easier. Yeah. So like
that said though, I did have a kid in high school who his family only spoke Italian in his home. And he was the worst at Italian.
Really?
He got like C minuses because everything because it's all so formal.
Because
it's all formal.
Yeah.
So it was not how he speaks.
But I don't understand how it wasn't close enough that.
Also, probably dialects. I never actually asked him because I didn't care. I just remember he was not good in Italian. That was the whole bit, is that he spoke Italian at home because his parents demanded them to, and he was doing bad at Italian. Because
either your teacher was an asshole for like not giving him some slack for dialect, or I don't know. I guess it could have been a little bit of dumbness to like not pick up both, because even sometimes for like the little bit of Italian that I can remember, I can know some Spanish because it's kind of close.
I mean, that's how we got through most of Italy when we studied abroad. Was my friend that knew Spanish fluently, she would just be like, anything she didn't know, she would say in Spanish, and the guy would be like, oh, I know what you mean.
So like I saw a TikTok of, it was like an AI TikTok of Miku from Quintessential Quintuplets like singing a song, but it was in Spanish, and it was just a bunch of Spanish writing, and I was looking at it and I was like, what does this say? And then like I was just like trying to read it, and like my friend, he speaks Spanish, and so I was like, okay, what does this say? What does this say? And so I translated it to the best of my abilities from like what I knew of like Italian, and then I sent it to him, and I was like, what does this say? I was like, this is what I think it says, like just from like context clues, what I remember from Italian. And then like I got kind of close, so I was like,
it's funny because like I do not know Italian at all. I studied Italian in school, dropped out of the language in like 9th grade, had to make up classes because I was losing that credit, then had to take Italian or take a language in college, when I transferred, and took Italian again because I was like, well, I did it before, maybe I'll remember a little bit of it. Did not. No. I did so bad. I got D's, a D and a D minus in that class. Still passed. Didn't matter. And then I studied abroad in Italy for a month because I was like, everybody's like, it's such an easier class. It is, but also you're in the country, so like you win no matter what. And if you can afford it, of course. Luckily, my scholarship helped because I didn't lose it yet. I also just got way better at cheating. But anyway, so So when I was like, where was I going with this? When me, Anthony, and Colin went to Italy, Colin, no help. Anthony, more help, but like his parents both know Italian, but he can like understand it more than he can speak it. And I was like, well, I'm also gonna be no help. I actually knew a bit more and was able to kind of respond to people slightly. I was very surprised, but like right now could not replicate that.
Yeah.
But I guess like in the environment, like for some amount of like brain power, like fucking steam, the hamster's running a bit harder. Like hamster jumps on a different wheel that's not fully formed and not fully like screwed in, so it's wobbly. And I was like, I kind of was able to like help Anthony in whatever he didn't know. Working
together.
Made like half a person comprehend something.
Yeah, like I can definitely kind of figure things out.
Context clues are the biggest benefit.
Well, context clues, but I can also like understand a little bit, at least from like my family speaking in a little bit of what I remember from high school. But obviously that was almost 10 years ago. It's not. Actually, it was 10 years ago because I didn't take it senior year. So it was 10 years ago.
They also stopped the school trips in my school. So that's also why I stopped taking the class. I was like, if they stopped the class, that was the only reason I took Italian was I wanted to go to Italy.
I feel like they did that with mine too, or there was something happening, or my family said, you know, you can't afford or something. Like I wasn't going. Like,
they stopped it in ours, so I was like, well, then I'm not going to take this anyway.
I think something like that happened, or like they only did every other, or which is fucked, and like so mine wasn't going to get to go.
Maybe that was it. Maybe they did every other thing.
Doesn't that sound like that? That sounds like really. I feel like that's what happened. Even though we went to different schools, but that sounds like familiar to. I feel like that.
Yeah, because once you said it, I'm like, So maybe.
But why would they do that? Because it's like fucked up. Because then they just like, misagree. I don't know. But yeah, so that's also why I was like, I'm gonna fucking fuck this. I was like, I'm not doing this. I was like,
because I remember I dropped out and I was just thinking about that once you brought it up. I was like, oh, you know what? No, it was two reasons I dropped out. I dropped out, one, because I was doing bad, and two, they got rid of the fact you went to Italy, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna fucking suffer through a C- in this class.
I wasn't doing bad. I was just lazy. I cannot.
No, but I can't. I also can't study, which does not help.
I can't speak for shit. I can't. Whatever you need to just like speak it, like I can think it fine ish more. Like I can. I
assume you know like the basic shit. Like, hi, how are you doing? I'm okay.
Maybe. I don't know. I barely. Like,
ciao, come stai?
You see, when you say it, I know what you're saying. But again, but my brain did not.
Molto bene, bene.
That my brain.
Cozy.
My my brain didn't think of it itself. But when you're saying it, I knew every single thing that you said to me. So that's what I'm saying is like I can understand more. And maybe that's the thing of how I never spoke it as a kid. And so whatever I needed to make that function work.
Right.
I never got.
See, like I remember the
but they
intro
spoke it at me,
right?
So like maybe that's why, because my mom's the same way. My mom can't speak, but she can understand it. I mean, she can actually understand. Like I can only a little bit understand.
Fucked me over.
Well, so
because they were like, none of the kids in this house are going to learn Italian. So my grandfather grew up only speaking English.
Oh.
And so then he didn't know Italian to teach his kids, which meant they didn't know anything to teach me.
No, so now, which is fucked and I'm angry about it. So I guess she's technically my step-grandmother because my grandfather remarried after my mother's mother passed because she was like 13 when she passed. So she got remarried and then they had my other aunt. So like, okay.
Oh, your mom was 13.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. My mom was 13.
I was like,
not a child bride. Not a child bride.
I was like,
my mom was 13.
There was more to talk about if your aunt.
My mom was 13 and her mother passed.
Okay.
That's the Irish one that I would get the passport from. He remarried and then they had my second aunt. So that's my grandmother. So like I obviously have so I'm named after the Irish grandmother. Like that's where Catherine comes from. But I have only.
Your name's Catherine?
Shh, don't talk about it.
I thought it was just Cat. Where'd the other letters come from?
A lot of people think that, and I'm like, who names their kid just Cat?
I mean, some people name kids after abbreviations.
I've never heard of anybody named just Cat. There probably is people there, but I've so far never met a cat that has just been Cat. Birth certificate Cat.
Because like there are people that are like actually named like Bobby or Bob.
I know,
that aren't
but
Robert.
Cat, haven't seen it yet. So far. Comment if that's you, I guess.
I can't
but I want proof.
Yeah.
I don't want you to just say it.
Send your social security.
Yeah.
Your passport, your ID.
I mean, you could send just the top of your birth certificate.
No.
I don't need the
the whole thing.
Whatever. But
bank account number.
So, I mean, technically she's my step grandmother, but I've only ever known her as my grandmother.
That's same with my grandfather.
Yeah, like I've never met
my mom's actual dad passed before I was ever born.
Yeah. So
which is not like when I call him grandfather.
But so she's Italian, so they're both of my grandparents that I knew of, both were Italian. Both of them spoke it, so like that's what I was hearing, but both of them did not teach me. But so she's still alive. So she is teaching my aunt's kids, because that's like who she lives with, because that's her daughter. That's like my second aunt that was born, so she's like my half aunt. She lives like with her and a husband. So her kids, I probably sent videos of like Nick and Amelia, the like 7 and
the little chubby one.
Well, he's not that chubby anymore, but he was really chubby. Yeah. So she's teaching them. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, I wasn't.
Helps when you live there.
She lived with me.
Oh, okay. Well, then she just screwed you over.
I think it's just the whole thing of like, you moved to America, so like you're supposed to speak English, and like that's the whole thing.
Well, yeah, because my great grandparents, apparently their whole thing
was
that's how they learned English was from the
and
kids.
Now it's 20 years later, so now it's like, oh, I guess now we can teach them, now.
It's like there was never a chance. No, my grandparents on both sides don't know any other language, which sucks.
Well,
I think
that's the other thing.
I think my grandfather, the one that it married in, I think he actually does know Italian, but like
not enough.
Well, they live in North Carolina, so
okay.
like they came up for like holidays, but they were never around.
Have a holiday lesson.
It's too late now. I'm fucking stupid.
Yeah. Well, like I don't know.
Maybe I would have been smarter if he was around.
Yeah. But like, this is your fault.
I actually don't know if he knows all that much Italian though. Like, I know he knows basics because sometimes like when when we talk on the phone or something, he'll start the conversation with like ciao, come stai, like whatever. And then I like
so formal.
Yeah. But past that, I don't actually know if he like genuinely knows Italian or not.
You could ask.
Yeah, I mean, I think but the reason I'm not thinking because I think I've brought that up to him because I think I brought it up to him when I was going to Italy. Mm-hmm. But
and you just don't remember the answer, so you don't want to seem like an ass by asking again.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so like that's the other thing is like, also there's tons of people that they're too many generations out that they've like been in America, so they're not even in a position that they were able to like learn another language. So like being in a position that I'm only second generation in America and then also being stupid and not even knowing another language when they could have fucking taught me, like that's even more
I'm third generation and had no opportunity to
learn.
Like
it's even more infuriating because I mean it's not like my mom knows Italian, but she could have told them.
Or she could have put you in a class at 4.
But that's not realistic. She didn't even put me in pre-K. Or like...
She could have put you in a school that taught languages.
She
Although to be fair, most of those schools usually only speak Spanish.
She put me straight into kindergarten. You think she's gonna put me in a fucking language school? I didn't know English.
Gonna have my kids and just force them into a Japanese school.
Yeah, like literally start with Italian. You're not like then just stick me with my grandfather all day. Like what she did. She said I used to sit with him like all day, and he would feed me like fucking chicken wings. Like that's what, he would feed, like drink wine.
Just gonna make my kids split their school time between Japanese and Italian. That way, Italian, you get a bunch of languages in that, and in Japanese, you just learn a really hard language immediately.
Yeah, I don't know, but like,
and then they'll hate you for it for like 18 years.
But they'll
know it,
yeah,
and then when they're like
later,
25, they'll be like, "Shit, that was a good thing."
Yeah, feel like they can get a better job. They'll get paid more money. Yeah. Feel like it'll open doors. Like just
that was part of what that lady was saying. She was like, like. I know so many people that hated that their parents forced the language on them, but then they liked it later. And I was like, that's the key point. Your kids might be mad early, but they're gonna like the fact they know a language.
Because that's the thing that sucks too. Like if we were to force on our kids a language and us not knowing, that's extra hatred. Because that's trauma. Being like, I don't want to do this, and it's like that's too damn bad. And then
because I wanted this, and I know you're gonna want this at some point.
But they won't understand. They won't get it. But like, at least for her and her, like they speak it. So like making your kids speak it with you, like there's annoyance, but like. They're speaking it. That's different.
Yeah, your kid can't come back to you and then be like. Ciao, come stai, and be like, I have no idea. But you're making me go to this class. Yeah, well, that's for you, not for me.
Yeah, like literally, sorry, I'm too dumb. Like you're supposed to be better than me. Like
there's a reason why I'm sending you to the school.
Yeah,
because I couldn't do it.
That's the other thing is I'm so scared that my kids are gonna come back with homework and be like, what the fuck is this? Like I can't help you. It's just like
I mean, to be fair, my parents had two separate things. Like I would go to my mom for English. My dad fucking sucked at English. I would go to my dad for math.
When they're gonna come home with the new stupid math thing, what is it called?
There's gonna be a new math by the time you have kids. Let's be real, and they're actually in a class that you can't answer questions for.
What's the thing called? They the new math, Common Core math, like the fake math.
But you don't have to worry about that until high school.
Oh, I thought they were teaching it earlier.
No, I mean but like you're gonna know basic math of addition. I'm
not gonna know Common Core math.
No, but addition and subtraction and shit is still a problem till like it doesn't come in until like 5th grade.
I gotta learn Common Core at the same time that they're learning Common Core.
I mean, yeah, probably. But also there'll probably be a new thing by then because we suck at our education system sucks.
I don't know, bro. When are they gonna start the? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, you can count to whatever on one hand?
I think they're like mimicking abacus. Isn't that what they're doing?
I think so. One of my friends knew how to do that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's cool when you like look at them do
literally,
it.
we would be like trying to figure something out. And he'd be like, oh, like, and he would like be putting the fingers up
and
down.
And then they say it, and it's like a crazy fucking number. I'm like, oh God.
And I was like, fucking what? He would, every now and then he'd be like, again, like, because I would ask every time. He'd be like, it's like.
And then it's like.
And then it leaves my brain immediately.
Yeah, like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm already too stupid. It's too late.
But look.
Can't teach an old dog new tricks, you know what I'm saying?
My kids are either going to be smart or they're going to be really good at cheating. And I don't know which one, but regardless, what matters is that you pass and you know things that matter.
Yeah.
Because I just got really good at cheating. Never got caught once. And the one time a teacher did catch me, I didn't even cheat on that exam. So they looked like an idiot.
I'm really good at context clues. Guessing,
educated guessing, also a good skill.
Yeah. I don't know.
The two subjects I was good at, my parents were not, which was history and science.
Well, that's lucky. Or maybe you got better at it because they couldn't help you,
well,
and you're like, I just have to be better.
I always thought it was funny because me and my sister both sucked at the two things that my parents were good at: English and math.
So maybe that's what it is. Yeah. You had to get better because they couldn't help.
My sister was bad in school in general. I was at least like an A+ student in math and science and history. I was really good at science and history. Fucking loved chem.
I was really good at math. That was like
couldn't be me.
My like good subject.
Fucking suck.
I mean, I mean, my job has math like in it, which I wasn't even supposed to be in this job. I like ended up here.
I mean, to be fair, that's kind of. I mean, like I'm at least in the same general field because I'm still editing and doing stuff, but like I never planned.
I have the same degree as you, and I'm doing payroll. Like,
sure are. At least I get to like touch cameras and edit stuff.
Who knows?
What did you even like want to be?
I wanted to do video editing.
You also wanted to be an editor?
Mm-hmm.
Since what? We've never talked about this.
So
never knew you wanted to be an editor.
Since when? Since I was 19.
Why aren't you editing this stuff then?
7 years ago.
you get an experience with this whole thing.
Because I've never told you this.
No, I would have been like, "Yo, you want to edit?"
I don't know how to edit because, the school that we went to is stupid. And to take their class for video editing, you have to have a certain amount of prerequisites. And to have all of those prerequisites, I graduated before I could take the stupid fucking class. So I graduated with my whole ass degree before I even got to take the class I wanted.
You never even touched editing for like iMovie to make shit?
No, so I do know how to edit in iMovie, and that's the only thing I know how to edit in. And I used to, like, me and Liz used to make videos, and I used to edit them. So I know how to edit in iMovie. I'm not editing our fucking videos in iMovie.
No, but like...
Yeah, so I don't know how to edit. That's why I never offered... Also, I don't have the fucking time to do this shit. That's why I don't edit my streams and post them on YouTube, because I don't have the time. I just stream. They'll disappear after 2 months, and that's it. Like, catch me when I'm live or don't.
I just, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, yeah, I went to school to get access to this stuff, but, like, I had classes that made me use Final Cut. I didn't want to learn Final Cut, but like I had classes that made me use Final Cut.
Nope. Not one. Not one. I graduated with a whole degree. Not one. I did everything else.
The majority of my editing was in my last 2 years because that's what I went to Baylor for. So
yeah, no. It was the stupidest thing.
Well, that's not what I went to Baylor for. I didn't get into the school I wanted to, and then Baylor was the next biggest name.
Nope.
Not known for film, but like it's a name that people recognize.
Yeah. Oh.
Went there for the name recognition.
Nope. So the like next best thing I got out of it was audio. Actually, you know what is interesting? So
I fucking hated that class.
So
hated that guy.
We'll talk about it after, but I'm wondering if we had the same teacher because there was 2 audio guys.
Yeah, one was way cooler than the other.
Well, so I'm wondering if we had the same guy. But he told me that I had like a gift. He was like, you have the ear, like you have something different. He said this to me, and like that has left because mind you, it has been like 7 years, like it's been a long ass time. And I haven't thought about that, but all the time, and especially with voice actors, like me and Ryan joke about that I have the ear because I can always hear like the person, even if they sound nothing like a different character. I can just always be like, oh, this is this person. And even like a game developer, Ryan was streaming it was like an alpha testing or beta testing of the game or something, and the game developer came in and was talking about it, and like whoever it was, like the little brief lines of like the person in action, I was like, oh, that's this person. And the guy came in and he was like, how do you know that? And then he switched characters and he was like, who's this one? And then I like said it, and he was just like, I'm very impressed. And I felt so seen. I was like, wow.
What, like perfect pitch kind of thing?
I wouldn't say it's that like far, but like, so we just joke being like, oh, I have the ear, but Ryan says that I'm deaf all the time. So we joke that like I made like a deal with the devil, and like I traded this like better sense for like my normal hearing. Like, but so now that we were talking about that audio class, which was like the only main thing that I did, because I took multiple of the audio classes because they were on the prerequisites to take this video fucking editing class that I never even got to take. The teacher told me that he was like very impressed with me, and I have this ear, and none of the other kids in like my class like he saw potential in me, and he was like, you should go into this.
None of the other kids in this class got fucking shit. No, you're the only one here.
No, he literally he loved me. He would give me his credit card to like go buy me and him coffee, like to go upstairs to like go buy coffee for us, because he was just like, I need to teach these people like you go get us coffee, like he just really liked me. And then he was like that audio he was just like, you should go into this, and I was like, it's not. And I told him, I was like, that's not what I'm here for. Like, I want to do video editing. And he was just like, well, I think you should do this because I see something in you.
Well, you didn't even touch editing software, so clearly you should have just went with that.
I mean, I did think that it was cool when we like watched videos on the people who do sound effects. I did think that was cool. So like if I was going to do something in audio, like I did think that was a cool job. Like the people who are like take sticks and like break them to like where you think of what's going to make this
Foley.
Perfect. Is that what it's called?
Foley.
Yeah. What's going to make this perfect sound? Like that's what I thought was like the most interesting.
Foley artists are pretty cool.
Yeah. So like watching that's like the most interesting thing that I saw. But like
every bone break is usually just someone like snapping celery.
Mm-hmm. So like things like that, and like stepping is usually like somebody's hands and shoes, and like there's just things like
just
that.
on different material.
Yeah. So like I don't know, but
I also thought that I was like, a Foley artist could be a cool job.
Yeah, but it's also hard to get into, and that's also why I was just like, nah. Because it's hard. I think he was doing that for a while, because I told him, I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And I think he did that for a while. And he was like, oh, it's hard to get into. Like, I do have connections, but just mind you, it's hard to get into, and it's very competitive. I mean, the whole field is competitive, but
that's the biggest problem with anything in the entertainment industry. It's all fucking.
If
you don't know anyone, you're fucked.
Yeah, like. So, and that's why I was like, meh.
That's what sucks, right? Like you go to school if you don't know anybody, because then you're hoping you get connections through school. But anybody that knows anything just doesn't go to school because they could just fucking get in. They're already working, so it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. You're just like, fucking all right. Anyway, thanks for watching this week's episode of the Vaguely Anime Podcast.
Random.
Don't forget to check out Kat at Kat the Moonstar on Twitch.
Catch me live or don't.
Or don't.
It doesn't exist afterwards. I don't know how to edit.
You should maybe learn if that's still a goal of yours.
Is
like, I could have been giving you this. It's so simple to edit. It is the simplest edit on the planet.
Meh.
It is the easiest thing. I don't even put in effects usually. It's just all the assets I've already made. The most effort I've had to put into an edit recently has been those lists. Thank God that's done.
You did it.
Yeah, most of the time was me fucking not putting one in or copying, like, because I just would copy and paste it, so I didn't have to keep putting SA every time. And I would copy the wrong one, so it was missing a name, and then I would have to go back and be like, fuck! And I'd have to go back to every single one and add in the
yeah.
It was a whole thing. Anyway.
I liked the color coding.
Yeah. They originally was just green and red for made it or didn't make it. And I was like, that's stupid. So I was like, all right, each one will just have the color for
the matching pair.
Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, leave a review, follow. And you have 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks to watch up to episode 44. Well, including episode 44 of One Piece.
Yeah.
The end of the Arlong Park arc.
Have fun watching these losers for a couple weeks without me.
It's true. Well, you'll be here next week.
No.
No, you're already gone.
No, I'll be here. Actually, will I?
I don't know.
I don't know.
When do you leave?
I might be packing. Questionable. I won't be gone, but questionable if I'll be here. I might be packing.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of. Well, we're gonna have to pre-record a lot of episodes too because we can't record the Anime Club for like 5 weeks.
We said that we were gonna pre-record episodes. I said that like 2 months ago. I was like, oh, we should pre-record for when I'm gone, and then we sure didn't do that.
Nope, sure forgot.
So just have fun watching these losers.
Yeah. Anyway, see you guys next week for whatever it is we talk about, and you'll find out if Kat's here or not.
Yeah.
Because we don't know either.
Yeah, it's a mystery.
All right. Bye.
Bye.